I sat alone at the restaurant, the candle between us flickering like a heartbeat I couldn't feel. The chair across from me remained empty. My fork hovered over the untouched steak. Her text had arrived 15 minutes earlier. "Stuck at work. Happy 36th." I didn't respond. The words were soft, polite, meaningless, but they carried a weight, a secret she didn't bother hiding anymore. The waiter approached, gloved hands shaking slightly as he handed me the bill. I opened it. My credit card lay flat. I didn't touch it. Then he leaned in, whispering, "Your wife is in private dining room number 5 with her boyfriend." The candlelight cast shadows over my face. I didn't speak. My throat was dry. My hands were steady, perfectly steady. Room 5. I rose, feet silent on the marble floor, every step measured, every breath deliberate. I paused outside the door. Laughter drifted out, intimate, too casual. I pushed it open. It was him, not some stranger, not a fleeting mistake, someone I knew, someone I trusted, someone who should have been invisible to me. The betrayal didn't announce itself. It crept in, whispered in fragments, a call she never answered, a smile that didn't reach her eyes, a shift in posture when I entered a room. I remembered the small signs, now stitched together like a broken tapestry. I sat in the car afterward, engine off, the city buzzing around me. Denial almost felt safer, but the pieces were already sharp, cutting through me. She thought I wouldn't notice. She never considered that I notice, always notice. I felt a strange calm, not sadness, not rage, not yet, just clarity. Days passed. I maintained normalcy, business meetings, casual conversations, polite smiles. Outside, the world believed I was distracted, preoccupied. Inside, my mind was a machine, calculating, observing. I traced her steps, subtle, careful, phone records, credit card statements, whispers from those who didn't realize I was listening. Every thread a map, every lie catalogued. I ordered a DNA test, discreet, clinical. I watched as my world rearranged itself with evidence I collected. Every smile she gave him, every text she sent behind my back, every whispered promise, they all became proof. Patience became my ally, silence became my instrument, rage became a lens I looked through, not a fire I burned in. I didn't confront her, not yet. The tension simmered, slow, deliberate. Every moment was a step closer. Every observation sharpened my aim. The results arrived in a plain envelope. I slid it open carefully, the way a surgeon opens a patient. The truth was cold, precise, complete, devastating, but orderly. The betrayal was total. The man she thought invisible, the man she shared laughter and touch with, was the center of her universe, and she had the audacity to believe I would never see. I called her, calm, collected. "We need to talk." Her voice cracked before I even spoke. Panic, desperation, fear. I read it, wordless in the pauses between her breaths. I handed her the evidence, each photo, each message, each confession, one by one. She gasped, faltered, tried to invent excuses. I didn't interrupt. I didn't explain. I simply watched. How did you—" "I always know." My voice was quiet, deliberate, unyielding. Silence followed, heavy, crushing. Thanksgiving came, a phone call from my daughter-in-law. Her tone sharp, mocking. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I smiled, cold, deliberate. "Enjoy." I didn't go. I sent her photographs instead. My villa in Switzerland, expansive, luxurious, untouchable. A life they would never step into, a life they would never taint. The phone rang 71 times, 71 opportunities for her to plead, to explain, to bargain. 71 times she failed. I let it ring. I did not answer. She understood, eventually. not in words, not in confrontation, but in the silence that followed, the realization that greed and betrayal have consequences, that the truth is sharper than rage, that I always saw. I reflected alone in my villa, the Alps stretching cold and immaculate outside the window. No tears, no anger, only clarity. Marble counters, polished floors, the snow settling outside like judgment. Betrayal has a sound, I realized, not a scream, not a shout, silence. The sudden absence of what was assumed to be permanent, the hollow where love once lived. And in that hollow I stood, calm, untouched. She had assumed power, she had assumed control, she had misread me entirely. Her punishment was subtle, psychological, precise, exposure, proof. A life I had built, now visible to her eyes but forever unreachable by her hands. I poured a glass of wine. Ice clinked softly. The quiet hum of the villa was the only applause I needed. I didn't mourn, I didn't regret, I only measured, calculated, observed. I was free, and she would never forget. I thought about the hours I had sat alone in that restaurant, the candle flickering, the fork untouched. About the whispered confession from the waiter, about the slow realization, the deliberate investigation, the evidence collected and weaponized, about the 71 calls, all of it meticulously controlled, all of it building toward the inevitable collapse of the world she had tried to hide in. The final truth is always simple. The betrayer suffers, the deceiver trembles, the greedy, careless heart is exposed, and the one who watches it all unfold, the one who calculated, who waited, who acted with precision, they walk away untouched, stronger. I set the wineglass down. I looked out over the snow, the villa, the life I had carved from silence and intellect. I had nothing left to lose, nothing to fear, nothing to reclaim. Only clarity, only control, and the cold, quiet satisfaction that comes when the truth is revealed, the betrayer broken, and the mind that waits, watches, and executes is finally free. I exhaled and walked away.